Hey, Mike, what do Kelly Slater and PT have in common?
I don't know. They're both world champs?
Nope, they both own Endless Summer box set.
Oh my God, rad. You guys, you can get it too. The link's in the show notes.
Foot out choke food. 100 racks on a surf dude. Slippery, big guns like Mark Food. Trap jumping like a kangaroo. 100 foot out.
Hey everybody, welcome to the QuiverCast, where we chat with surfers from all around the world, from all walks of life, and we get their story. Find us at www.thequivercast.com. I am Mike, your host. Let's get into the show. Hello everyone. This is Mike with the QuiverCast, and we have a super special guest today, all the way from Perth in Western Australia. We got Mr. Jordan Rodin. How you doing, Jordan?
Good, thanks, Matt. How are you?
I'm good. Okay, so let's just get right into it. I came across you probably like 6 months ago, or in the last couple of months, riding finless. First off, is that the correct term? Finless surfing?
I use free friction, but yeah, finless.
Okay, free friction.
Yeah.
How'd you get into that?
It's a bit of a long story, but in 2004,
It's a podcast. You can go ahead.
Yeah, in 2014, I dislocated my knee, just doing a little air at my local beach break.
Okay.
And so 3 months after that, they kind of gave me the green light to go surfing. So I went on just an old beat up single fin just to get back into it.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, and one day after work, I was racing down to the beach. Only had about an hour to half an hour left of light left, and I forgot my fin. And it was kind of too far to go back. I wouldn't get a surf in, so I was like, oh, bugger it. I was going to go out.
Okay.
And, just pretty much ate shit on every wave for an hour. And then the last wave, I don't know, I just kind of took a low approach and something happened. My rail kind of grabbed onto the wall and I kind of made about 50 meters on the wave.
No way.
Yeah, and it was kind of a speed I never felt before. And I was like, oh, wow, that was kind of interesting. And at this point, I didn't even know who Derek Hine was, or, I didn't even know finless surfing existed.
Right.
So, yeah, I thought I was ripping. And then one of the guys from the beach was like, oh, have you heard of Derek Hine? And I was like, nah. So I Googled him and I was just like, whoa, just brain exploded what he was doing at Jeffreys Bay, and, he's just taking it to a new level. So that's how I got into it.
Okay. So it's almost been, 8 years now? Over 8 years?
Yeah, 7, 8 years, yep.
Okay. So first off, let's start from the beginning. You obviously surfed with a traditional fins in surfboard, whatever it was,
Correct.
a thruster or whatever you ride, a twin fin or whatever. How'd you start surfing? How did it all start?
Well, I didn't really start until I was about 11 or 12. My sister's boyfriend was a surfer. And I know he was a popular guy at school, so I thought he was a cool dude.
Yeah.
So he took me surfing and he let me use one of his boards, and that was pretty much it. There was no father-son thing. My dad's a fisherman.
Okay.
So that's how I got into it, yeah.
And what's the guy's name? Do you remember his name?
His name was Blake, but they're no longer together.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. That's a long time ago. So Blake takes you surfing and you got hooked, or like?
Oh, for sure.
What was your first feeling?
Probably scared.
Were you?
Yeah, it's quite dumpy over here, so it's not like a point break or anything. So it's it's not the best wave to learn on. But yeah, I was just obviously scared, and but once you get up, it's you're just thrilled and wow, what have I been missing out on?
Oh wow, okay. Let's talk about Perth a little bit. Is it the water ever get warm there? Or is it pretty chilly most of the year?
Well, we're in the heart of winter now, and I think the water's about 17 to 18 degrees. So I'm not sure what that's in Fahrenheit, but just a 3-2, maybe some booties every now and then, but no, not cold.
Not that cold. And then what's summer like? Do you have to wear a wetsuit year round?
I do, but some guys trunk it. It's
Okay.
just it gets really windy,
All right.
so it's like easy 30 knots in summer. So
Oof.
you need to have a bit of protection.
Is that offshore or onshore or side shore?
Onshore,
Oh, that's
the roaring
not-
40s.
Really? Even in the mornings?
It comes in about 11, so you got about
Okay.
up until then.
All right. So then, with you being was it frictionless surfboard? Is that the correct term?
Oh, you can call it whatever you want. Yeah, finless, free friction. I like to call it free friction.
All right, free fiction. I got to remember that term. Okay. How does that work in the wind? I would think it'd totally go against the wind. Like if it's blown out, you're done. You can't surf it. Doesn't it
Yeah,
have a clean face?
Yeah, well, I haven't really learnt in clean faces, so I've kind of made it work. But yeah, it definitely does go better when it's glassy. But I kind of like the challenge though. You know, it's and there's no one out when it's windy, so that's probably the main thing.
Oh yeah, crowds. Okay,
Yeah,
so
it's
how many?
shocking.
Dude, crowds are everything, dude. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about Perth.
Mm-hmm.
What's the like? Is there one break you surf, or is like what's the general area like? Like points, reefs, beach break.
Well, mostly beaches,
Okay.
but there are a few reef breaks. I don't know, about an hour and a half north of Perth. That's kind of where I like to hang out. Less
Okay.
people, and it's all four-wheel drive access, so the crowd's a little bit smaller.
Mm-hmm.
So, but
So you
the
just
thing with Perth is there's a 3 mile reef that runs along Perth, so it doesn't actually get true ocean swell, so it kind of
Okay.
gets broken up on the outer reefs. So Margaret River's like 20 foot and Perth's like 3 to 4 foot,
Okay.
just because of that reef blocks a lot. So it's definitely tricky to get waves in every day.
Oh, okay, so you actually have to wait till there's full on swell to get
Yeah,
even
pretty
waves.
much. Yeah.
Okay. Is it surfable? That outer reef surfable? Have you had a boat?
It is. It's pretty sharky.
Have you ventured out there and tried that? Your dad's a fisherman, so
Yeah, we've been out a few times. It's not as good as you think. It's
really?
it's a bit raw and messed up, but there is a couple good breaks. Yeah, just
Okay.
picking the days with no wind, I guess.
wow. Okay, let's go back to the friction-free
Yep.
surfboard surfing. Okay, so in your movie, like you have actually a couple different little clips out. The new one, which is like Head in the Clouds, that's relatively new, right?
Yeah, I
months
didn't even
old?
know anything about that. Billy,
Really?
yeah, he kind of just went rogue and put something out.
Dude, it's such a good movie.
Oh, it was good because it's a surprise to me. So I just woke up and I was like, oh, okay, that's cool.
Oh, wow.
But,
That's interesting.
Yeah, we were kind of filming for a clip, and that was kind of just the stuff we weren't going to use. So
Really?
he doesn't like to sit on stuff, so he made something, which was cool.
Okay. Dude, that movie's pretty. I mean, I watched it probably several times over the last like week or two.
Yeah.
It's good surfing. So let's talk about you have several different boards there. Are you only ordering boards with no fins? Or do you order traditional boards too?
Oh, I make all those boards myself.
Oh, do you? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. At the
okay.
beginning, Derek was giving me boards,
Oh yeah.
but that's kind of slowed down, so I made my own since then.
And why is that slowed down? Is there a reason?
I think because he's doing his own thing. He's doing Heinlein, so he's starting to make boards with fins.
Okay.
So
Isn't he doing something along the lines? Interview's not about him, but it's about like he's coming back with all the old boards he used to have or something.
Yeah,
And
correct.
reshaping
Yeah,
them.
yeah, he's going through the other years, so it's cool
By
to
memory?
see.
Yeah,
Yeah,
totally
good on
trippy.
him. Mm.
Yeah, good on him. Okay, so back to Heads in the Clouds. So it just randomly, like, how did you hear about it? And like, did this guy Billy? Are you friends with Billy?
Yeah, we're best mates. Yeah.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Does he
Yeah.
surf?
He does. He's actually a bodyboarder, so
Okay,
yeah, it's a good contrast. So
yeah,
it's not
for
always
sure.
talking about surfing.
Okay, so he's your videographer. Like you guys like hooking up to go just shoot some
Yeah,
waves,
yeah.
and then he has this leftover. So where's the main footage? Is this the main footage? You said this is kind of like the leftover stuff.
I mean, yeah, it's an endless time. It's there's no due date or anything. It's just when we're happy with it, I guess. So
Okay, so you are making like an actual movie, or like what's going on with that?
yeah, well, we just had a kind of shooting some ideas around, and like we could
Cool.
put out a proper, nicer quality and everything.
Okay.
So yeah, until we get the good footage, then yeah, we'll make something like that. But until then, it's kind of just little YouTube clips and stuff.
Okay, cool. Yeah, because and then you have like, well, let's go keep on the head in the clouds. You're surfing all different kinds of waves and all your different boards. You have them when it gets to the tree, the different shapes. So are most of those boards, they have like a fish shape to them, kind of like wide in the front? Is that how most of your boards are?
Yeah. I guess with these kind of boards, you want the outline to be more straight.
Okay.
So you're going to keep the nose a bit more beaky to get that straight line.
Yeah.
So they don't really work with too much curve just because it doesn't hold the rail into the wall more. You want all the rail contact into the wave. So they always have beaky noses. Well, mine do anyway. Everyone's different.
Yeah. So have you experimented and had some failures and like?
Oh, I think I made like 20 boards and maybe 3 work.
So what do you do with the other boards?
Oh, just collecting dust in the shed, I guess.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
But you might pick a map and they might work 6 months later. You just didn't have a good surf that day, so you can't just throw them away.
It's not. So it's kind of one and done. You try it once and you're like over it. Really?
Yeah, I'm just a bit picky that way. I always go back to Old Faithful or something.
Okay, so how many boards are you shaping just for yourself, or are you shaping for other people also?
Just myself, yeah.
So you're self-taught, or who taught you how to shape?
When I was younger, I used to hang out at the local surf factory and just being an annoying grom, looking over everything and asking questions. But as glassing, I learnt myself. So,
oh, really?
Yeah, it's quite tricky because there's a lot of channels in these boards and it's, a bit of screaming going on when it's going off.
Okay, so why don't you explain what your boards do? You kind of explained it's real flat, right? And
real flat.
Wide, the wide points on top of center.
Yeah,
like kind of like a traditional like kind of fish maybe.
Yeah, so where my wide point is kind of where my front foot goes.
Okay.
So it's just up from center, and real straight outline, real flat for speed, minimal rocker, and yeah, just several concaves and channels through the tail that kind of displays water and tracks water and holds you in a line.
Okay, so it holds you in a little bit since you have no fins?
Just kind of gives you a bit more direction, the channel.
Okay.
But a lot of the fin is pretty much the rail. The rail is the fin, so you're engaging that the whole time you're in the water. Even when you're going backwards, that rail's, sticking in.
Okay. And then when you surf, your feet, so when you were a traditional surfer, how many years was that you surfed regular with the fin?
From 12 to 2015. So I don't know how many years that is. A couple of years, yeah, maybe like 10, 12 years of.
Okay, so you're a regular surfer with regular fins, regardless if it's a thruster, a single fin, or a twin fin, or whatever. Okay, so you forget your fins, you go out and surf. The last wave basically changes your life, your surf life, correct?
Oh, for sure.
Okay,
and also mindset too. Just
really talk about that
for sure. Well, just a bit more relaxed in the water, and also seeing different waves where you couldn't really ride them with fins before because there might be like an inch of water or something. And now I'm just like, oh, how good does that wave look? And it just opened up so many things. And like just having more fun when it's kind of dumpy and crappy, not trying to rip hard, I guess.
Were you trying to rip hard before? Did you surf contest or anything? Like, what's your surf history?
No trophies, but a couple heats.
Sounds like
a few club comps and a few state comps and stuff, but I was never really I didn't really have the serious head on me. I couldn't hassle or push hard.
And then with the surf scene, I don't know what's the surf scene like in Perth. Is it heavy? Is it like totally crowded and just
it's pretty mellow?
Surfer? Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's like a real summer crowd. So once summer comes around, everyone kind of dusts their boards off and goes surfing. And then winter, it's kind of like you see who's really surfing the whole year.
Yeah.
It's pretty mellow. It's not like Margaret River or anything.
You're out, you're surfing, and the crowds, like you said, in the winter is not too busy. What's everyone thinking about how differently you surf compared, because you surf completely different than if you had a traditional board.
At the start, I was kind of the joke of the beach for a bit, like, oh, where's your fins? Did you forget your fins? And I kind of loved it because I thought it was quite funny. So I would always kind of comment back and stuff. But I think now it's, there's mutual respect there. I got my spot in the lineup, and the jokes have kind of slowed down a little bit.
Dude, you rip on that thing. You rip on your boards. Like it's super. You do things on waves that I would never even fathom even trying. Like it's impossible, really, if you had fins.
Yeah,
your backwards, your little slides, all your little.
Yeah,
I don't even know what you can call those things, honestly.
I think the best thing about it is, you can mind surf like differently. Before it's kind of like, like
fully
hit the lip 4 times. Now it's kind of like, I can do a carve here, spin back, go backwards, maybe a little head dip and spin back around and so on and so forth. But it's just, the imagination is just, it's crazy what you can do.
So everyone listening to this, you got to go to YouTube and watch Head in the Clouds. It's Jordan Rodin, but everyone needs to even pause this podcast and go watch you to even comprehend what you're doing on a wave. It's super entertaining. So then, so let's go back to the movie. You're riding different sizes boards. How do you choose? Like that, you have one big board. How big is that big board? The biggest one you have?
Is it the one with the red paint on it?
I think so.
I think that's a 7-foot board.
Okay, is that the longest one you have?
No, I've got one that's I think 10.4 out of an old. It was actually quite funny. I went to the tip, and they were like the rubbish tip, and they were throwing away these old wind sailing boards. They're about 12 foot long. Mm-hmm. So I took them, stripped all the glass off, reshaped it. It was actually beautiful. It had a double Jarrah stringer through it, and it was a full recycle job, and that was probably that probably got me through summer when the waves are 1 foot. Yeah, that was good.
Is that movie UFO? Which one's you? I think it's called UFO. Where you're surfing. I don't know where you are. Where you're surfing it looks like a little beachy point break, maybe. And you're on a bigger board.
Yeah, I think that's that board. Yeah.
Oh, is it that board? Okay,
I think so. Yeah.
Dude, you make it look so fun.
Oh, it's such a fun wave, and I love that board. Unfortunately, it's actually in half right now. So. Oh,
you broke it?
Yeah, I got to crack the whip and get back in the shed and fix it up for this summer.
Right on. Okay, so where was that wave from UFO? Or you don't want to say?
No, that's in a place called Durs.
Okay.
So it's like a beachy, reefy, kind of a point break. But yeah, it's just really fun. Nothing crazy.
Is that where is that? In what country? Or you don't want to say?
No, that's in WA.
Oh, it's in Australia.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, that looks fun.
Yeah.
The background almost looks like it's like India or something. I don't know. It looks trippy. It looks trippy. What makes you pick the board you're going to ride? Do you have 4 boards in the car or the truck or whatever you drive? And you choose the conditions? Yeah,
it kind of just goes from 7 foot down to 5, 6, and in between that.
So the bigger the waves, the smaller the board, or what is it? Or is it vice versa?
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I think if it's real choppy and real windy, you kind of want less of a board.
Yes.
Because with the longer of a rail, there's more chop that grabs your board and spits you around and does all kind of funky stuff. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of just watch it for a bit. And if it's real windy, I'll kind of take a small board. If it's real glassy, I'll take a bit of a longer board just to draw the turns out and stuff. Yeah,
the bigger board almost looks better
for sure.
You can see what you're doing more because you're.
Well, yeah, bigger the board, the bigger the rail, I guess.
Yeah. But you're doing the same maneuvers as you are on the smaller board, also. Whatever you call those, like slides. What do you call? Do you have names for these things? They're not even really turns, I guess. Or are they turns? How would you label them?
I mean, the slide is obviously like maybe a drift.
Slide. A drift.
Or a slide, okay. Yeah. I don't know. And yeah, and other than that, just a spin or whatever. But
Okay.
Billy's got these real funny names for it.
Oh, he has names for him.
Yeah, he's like, kind of like a carve to a snap. He calls them like ghost whips and stuff. He's just got real
No,
funny names for him.
Super sick. And actually, now that I'm thinking about him being a bodyboarder, he kind of can relate to it, actually.
Yeah, for sure.
More than maybe even I can. I don't really bodyboard or, because he has just basically a bodyboard. It's just a small version of what you're doing. You're not standing up.
Yeah, he kind of gives me like different lines to pick and stuff as well. He always kind of comments and stuff, so it's always good feedback.
Okay, and then let's talk about totally your feet placement. How you have your feet. So, most people have their both feet side by side in the center of the board.
Yeah,
as you surf correctly. You have basically on each rail, you have one foot, front foot and back foot on opposing rails, correct?
Yeah, so your back foot's kind of almost monkey gripping over the rail, and that's kind of like leaning the rail into the water, which is kind of your fin, and then your front foot's kind of just off center of the stringer, and that's kind of like your steering. You can pivot your front foot, so that's kind of gripping and that's pivoting, and not too far apart. Obviously, maybe just bit wider than your hips apart. So it's definitely a challenge to hold that position for a long time. Your hips definitely feel it after a day of surfing.
Oh, really?
Oh, for sure. It's just holding a squat for like a minute on a wave. It's so yeah, definitely a lot of stretching.
Oh, okay. So is that what you do? Exercise and stretch? Are you doing
as much
yoga
as I
or
can.
what are you doing?
No, well, I'm also a concreter too, so my body's pretty sore.
Oh, yeah.
So I do that and that. So, but no, yeah, just like you said, a bit of yoga, a bit of stretching, nothing crazy.
Okay. And then I thought I was like kind of found you on myself, and then I go and do research, and you kind of been in the limelight a little bit for your surfing for several years now.
Yeah, no, it's always good to get a bit of acknowledgement, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, because what you're doing. So do you know anybody else besides Derek that's making this a common surf? Does that make sense?
Yeah, Ari Brown from Byron Bay, he's really good.
Oh, really? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he's really good. And there's a few other people around, but I kind of just focus on my own thing, I guess.
Yeah, totally. Okay, so how often do you traditionally surf? Like regular fins board?
Never.
Oh, you don't at all anymore? Ever?
Nah.
Seriously?
Yeah.
I'm shocked by that, actually.
It was like 6-7 years now.
No way.
Yeah. So it's going to be pretty weird to go back.
Well, that's my question. Are you going to go back? I mean, eventually you have to try to go back, right? Just to mix it up?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, because people always say, oh, why don't you go back? And it's just, it's not how entertained you are. It's how entertained I am getting out of it, Okay. And at the moment, I'm just fully fixed into it. But I'm sure there will be a time.
Okay.
A couple more years.
Are you saying you're comfortable the way you're surfing now? That you don't need to? You have no desire to go back?
Well, there's just so many more waves I want to try on it.
Okay.
I wouldn't mind going back to Jeffreys Bay or somewhere like Morocco or maybe Nias or something.
Oh, Nias.
Yeah. That'd be a perfect roll in, I reckon.
Oh, my God. So that board and that wave. See, I don't know if there was a contest a couple months ago, or like 2 months ago that they had it was like a pro junior contest, and they had it perfect. It was really good. And I can totally see it, like just a little bit overhead, and your board. Holy
perfect.
cow!
Yeah.
Oh my God!
But now that COVID's over, hopefully you can get over there and do some stuff like that.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Okay, have you surfed J-Bay on that board or on those boards? Yeah,
I went there in 2018 with Derek.
Okay.
That was a pretty wild trip. But yeah, we definitely got some good waves, and I was still pretty green then. I was only like 2 years in from my free friction experience kind of thing.
Okay, so let's talk about that trip. Do you mind?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so how did that even happen? you guys like connect via internet or something, or like? How'd you get a
Yeah,
hold of
so I
Derek?
ordered a board off him.
Okay.
I was just through Instagram. I just
Okay.
wanted to grab a board off him. And he's like, yeah, no worries, but you have to pick it up from J-Bay.
Oh, that was the conditions.
That was the conditions, yeah. So, yeah, next minute I booked a flight and got the yes from the girlfriend to go.
Okay.
And then, I met him there, and it was pretty much from there I got my first board off him. And then, yeah, he took me down to the point, and, yeah, we surfed all day.
Really? How long were you there for?
Just over 2 weeks.
Okay. So what's the conversation between you and Derek? Like, just does he pick you up at the airport, or you make it to his house yourself, or like how does that all work out? And then what did you guys talk about? Like surfing only, or like I don't know. Derek seems like a kind of
Nah, he was
a character.
Yeah, he's definitely it's quite cryptic. A lot of the stuff's in riddles and stuff, so you gotta
See? Yeah.
you gotta take a minute and pause and think about it before you say something. But
like you have to digest what he's saying, like to break it down. Is that what you mean?
yeah, then the conversation's already over. You're like, oh shoot, I missed the punchline.
Sorry. It's funny. All right.
But yeah, a lot of it actually wasn't about surfing. It was a lot just about politics in Africa and just interesting stuff you wouldn't think
Okay.
your surfers would talk about. He kind of knew everything about it. So
All right.
he's definitely a lot of knowledge.
Okay. So then now you go and you look at your new board that he shaped for you, right? And what's your first thoughts?
Oh, is that mine? Really?
Okay. Is
Yeah,
that what you
no.
were looking for?
Oh, for sure.
Okay. Okay.
He had about, I think, 6 or 10 of them. And he kind of said, oh, pick which one you want. So I kind of all picked him up, and this one felt like magic. So I took that one. And yeah, no, it was really good. Really, really good.
So how was paddling out with him, and what was the first wave like?
Well, we paddled out at dark. So
Oh, shoot.
yeah, I don't really remember much of the paddle out. I think I cut my foot on the first rock or something. I didn't know what was going on. So I was like, oh, I got blood in the water now. And it's dark.
Sharks.
It's sharks.
Oh, no.
But from what I remember, yeah, I think it was like, I don't know, 6 foot or something. And yeah, it was just perfectly going down the reef. So,
Wow.
but I was just getting kind of the scraps because it was quite busy at the time. So, but that was all I needed. I was in love with the place.
Oh, okay. So then in those 2 weeks, how many times did you get to surf it? Like every day?
Yeah, every day. Even
Okay.
when it's small, you just go down the point. There's always a wave.
Okay. And then, but what?
Oh, we went to another wave as well, to Seal Point, Bruce's Beauty. So you kind of gave me the full tour.
Okay. And how'd that board work on different waves, different setups?
Yeah, it was good. It was a bit hard on the backside. That's always been a bit of a challenge.
Okay.
But forehand, yeah, no, it was no worries.
But talking about the backside, so you do have several clips of head in the clouds, you surfing it backside, which you don't look as fluid as you are on the front side, but it looks almost funner when you're surfing at your backside. What are the challenges, the difference in challenges there?
It's just reading the wave, I guess, because, your shoulders to the wave.
Yeah.
And, like, when you're riding these boards, you kind of want a bit of almost thinking time on the wave before you do your next move.
Okay.
So backside, obviously, that's, you lose a few seconds or milliseconds when your shoulders to the wave. So it's just hard to pick the right things to do at the right time on the wave, I guess, which is probably why it doesn't look as fluid.
Okay. It looks
But
cool.
It's definitely a good challenge, and there's a lot of left-handers in West Oz, so I do want to get good at it.
Okay. Oh, I think you're good at it already, but I think you just mean more time doing the left, going left.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Anything else about Western Australia? Are you traveling anywhere else and surfing different breaks? Or are you just staying in your local region for the most part?
This year I've kind of stayed put, but last year I went up to Nalu and Red Bluff.
Okay.
That was good fun. A lot of good waves up there.
Okay. And then is Margaret River, that's south of you, right?
Correct. Yeah. About 3 hours.
Okay. So it's not that far. I mean, it's far, but it's not that far. Have you surfed the
No.
Margaret River area in that region? It's kind of heavy.
Yeah, I've surfed it a bunch. Hey? Yeah, no, it's really, really good.
Have you surfed like Margaret River?
There's a lot of good
proper?
waves down there.
Have you surfed
The main
Margaret
break?
River? Yeah, main break.
Yeah. I've surfed it a couple of times. Yeah.
On that board? On the friction-free board?
Yeah, on that board, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I've surfed that a couple of times, yeah.
How'd that work?
It's okay. I don't really like the wave
Oh, okay.
as much. I'm sure a lot of people say that about that place. But
Yeah, they do.
it's always a special place. My second cousin, he drowned there before I was born. So it's always kind of cool to see his plaque and say
Now,
hey.
would you venture off, or have you ventured off and surfed the box or something, a slabby wave on those boards?
Oh, not on that board. No, I haven't done that yet. It's such a short window, that wave. It's only really good through autumn.
Okay.
Otherwise, it's kind of always southerly and not ideal.
Would you try on that? Would you try on one of the finless boards to surf something slabby like that? That's not really
For sure,
slabby.
yeah.
Oh, you would?
Yeah.
No way. That blows my mind. I wouldn't even think
It's just so
about that.
busy now, like everywhere. It's just
Okay.
really crowded, and you kind of want a bit of room just to get your line up right. But yeah, if the day came, yeah, I'd give it a go, I think.
Really? Okay, so on regular heavy throwing out waves, how does that? You have to get into it early, obviously, because you got to draw your line to get down the face, right?
Oh, for sure, yeah. But
So there's no like, you have to be engaged in the wave.
oh, for sure, yeah. But I was watching some of Jack Robinson's clips. He's just
Okay.
insane out there. Right? You can kind of see the ones you want to pick out there. But yeah, it's definitely possible, I think.
Really interesting.
Yeah.
Right on. Do you watch pro surfing? Do you watch any other surfing?
I always watch the J-Bay comp just because I love that wave.
Okay.
G-Land was a bit of a bust.
It was.
I was hoping. Yeah. Other than that, no, not really.
Where else do you have plans of or wanting to go and surf finless? Do you have any destinations that like you're gonna make it in the near future? Hawaii or something like that? Or what interests you? Like what areas looks appealing?
I kind of like cold water.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah, just less people, and obviously I've grown up in a wetsuit, so it just kind of feels more comfortable.
Okay.
Somewhere like I don't know, Morocco looks good.
Ooh.
You could go somewhere like Scotland or Wales or Norway or something like that. That'd be cool to go.
That'd
And
be
it's beautiful
sick.
there too. It's not just the waves.
Sick. What about New Zealand? Have you tried New Zealand?
No, I haven't, but it's so close. I probably should look into it.
That looks like it might be like Raglan would be perfect for you. All backside.
Yeah, that would be amazing. Yeah. I'll put that on the bucket list.
There you go. What about like in your local area? Is there localism? And do you have a place in your particular lineup?
Yeah, it's kind of localism. It's not like real gnarly or anything. There's certain guys that get their waves, obviously.
Okay. Like
but-
everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. So I kind of just mix in with that.
Okay.
But there's not like a pro surfing scene here, so it's not like super high level, so you can easily get your waves around here, which is good.
Okay. Would you consider yourself one of the standout guys?
No, not at all.
I hate to put you on the spot. I had to ask
I
that.
don't know.
Okay, so what have people said about your movie? Have you heard feedback from it?
Yeah, I think it was all kind of positive. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's sick. It's such a
Like you
good
said,
movie.
you always get the one guy that says, "Oh, where's your fins?" So that's always hilarious.
Yeah, but what you're doing is creative. I understand you're not the first guy to do it, but dude, I don't know. There's something really fun to watch. I don't know if I could watch it every day, but I mean, over the last week or two, I enjoy that way more than I'm watching like regular traditional surfing. If there's something you could change dimensional wise, are you going to do that? Are you going to still play with design?
Yeah, I'm shaping a board at the minute, so hopefully try a few different things. Maybe a bit more of an ASIMS kind of kind of like what Ryan's doing with those rabbit foots.
Oh, like, all right, Ryan, is that Ryan Birch you're talking about? Or,
Nah, Ryan Lovelace. He kind of makes ASIM finless boards.
oh, really?
Yeah, so mine's more of a traditional symmetrical board. His is ASIM, so I might try something more like that.
What do you think that'll do? Have you tried anything like that before?
No, I haven't, but I guess it's just more. It might be just better on the left or the right, depending on which way you shape your board.
Yeah. So I'm trying to picture like which way is going to be like the wider. You know, one side's wider usually, or I mean, the fins are usually off center, but since you have no fins,
Yeah, so I guess the longer side rail would be your
The
toe
inside?
side, and then the shorter rail will be your heel side. So
Okay.
it should give you hold, but it will still release.
right on. Did you think when you were surfing growing up that you were going to go? Since this happened on accident, you had no idea that this even existed, right?
Oh no, not at all. Not
Okay.
at all.
Have you inspired any of the local guys to pick up some of your boards? Is anybody trying this also?
A few of the local grommies have kind of doing their soft tops and stuff, but
Okay.
no one's really dedicated to it. No.
Do you have any other hobbies? Is there anything else you used to do besides going to work and getting your surf in?
I enjoy spearfishing.
Okay.
Just going to the beach, really hanging out.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's good.
How
to
far
always
from the
have-
beach do you live? Are you pretty close, or you go back a little bit?
Like 5 kilometers?
Oh, that's not far.
No, it's not too far. No.
Oh, okay. And then besides that, you work out, you stretch. What about the surf history there? Does Perth have a heavy surf history?
Yeah, I think back in the 70s it was pretty. Wasn't heavy, but there was definitely a lot of talent coming through.
Okay.
Especially at Trig Point, which is like the premier wave, I guess, in Perth. They used to hold a few comps back in the day there.
All right.
A few heavy stories about some tire slashings and stuff, but
Okay,
nothing
good.
too gnarly. But yeah, there's definitely history. It's just
Okay.
kind of moved more down to Margaret River, I guess. All the good guys.
Okay. But there has to, I mean,
But,
the Groms still want to surf contest, I'm assuming. But, you know, it's just a different culture, I guess.
Yeah, for sure.
What does your family think about your surfing? Do you have a girlfriend now, or what do you, significant other?
Yeah, fiance now. Yeah.
Oh, fiance. Okay. She's stoked to hang out
Yeah.
at the beach with you? Does she surf?
She doesn't really surf. She's tried it a couple times. Water's too cold for her, so she kind of just hangs down, reads a book or something.
Okay.
But both my parents don't surf. They kind of like just fishing and traveling up north where the warm water is.
Okay. And then social media. So I look on your Instagram, that's all I've looked at, but I don't know how far it goes back, but all your clips are just you surfing finless, but I didn't realize that you exclusively only surf finless, so it makes sense. You have a lot of followers. What are people saying about on your clips? Are they digging them or what?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Like I said, there's always a couple negative stuff, but it just comes with doing something different, I guess.
Yeah.
And it's all been pretty positive, I think. It's always good to get good feedback from your peers, Derek Hind and Jamie Brissick. He's really helped me a lot just with confidence and stuff. And then a few other shapers.
Jamie surfs for finless too?
Nah, I think he's tried it, but no, he's just traditional.
Okay.
Just
But you
whatever's
talk
going, I guess.
do you have a relationship with that guy? Like talk to him and so forth?
I've never met him, but just over social media and stuff. He's always
Cool.
just good
All
feedback, I guess.
Right on. You said glassing. Like, how did you learn glassing by yourself? Like, that's probably even harder than shaping a board, I think, to get it right.
Oh, it's such an art. Yeah, there's definitely been a lot of cursing going on in my shed when I'm glassing late nights and
That's funny.
trying to do it all yourself and that. Just because there's so much going on the board, it's like, you're pushing a channel down there, then it's lifting the glass up there. It's like,
Oh no.
I'm no professional by no means, but I definitely give credit to all the glasses out there.
Like the unsung heroes. Like no one ever gets. The shapers get all the glory.
Yeah.
And the glass is
For
just
sure,
like
for
they're
sure.
forgotten about.
Even sanding's
Really?
a massive bit of it as well. Yeah, oh, yeah, it's just time consuming, I guess. And yeah, no, the sanders are definitely hard workers too.
Okay. Are you using only PU or are you using epoxy? What are your boards? Are you doing both?
I'm doing both, but more PU, yeah.
Okay.
But I've noticed like the finless boards, they go better when they're a bit heavier.
Okay. Makes sense.
So, you know, yeah, weight is momentum, which is speed kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I kind of glass my boards 6'6" both sides, which is like really heavy.
Yeah.
And then that kind of goes best. Just it you know, it kind of plows through the chop and gives us a bit more directional speed.
And then I think like even duck diving, like getting under the wave, without the fins, are you kind of like even spinning under the water? Does that make sense what I'm saying?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, kind of when you're even paddling into the wave,
Yeah.
you might get a bit of a tail lift.
Oh.
And then, you know, you can start to feel the back part of the board already drifting while you're paddling into the waves. So that kind of makes it tricky sometimes.
Dude, that can be super tricky.
If you paddle with speed, it kind of, you know, the board kind of straightens out. But if you kind of do it last minute takeoff, yeah, it does get quite tricky.
A leash. Are you always leashless?
Most of the time it's always leash because there's heaps of
Oh, you
rocks
have a
and-
leash.
Oh, yeah. Mostly
Okay.
leash just because of the there's always rocks and stuff on the beach, and I spent so long glassing it, I don't want to ding it.
No kidding, dude. Not at all. How do you feel about the exposure you're getting from it? Are you looking for the exposure? Or are you just some dude that surfs and people like me contact you and they're like stoked on your Instagram and stoked on your movie? Like,
No, I'm just a dude. I just work 6 days a week and just every now and then get a surf in. But I'm happy with if people are liking it, and you know, there's no budget or anything. It's just me and my mate making some little clips and stuff, which is that's all you can really ask for. Just a good friendship, and it's always good fun.
a little creativity. Is he the mastermind behind most of it? Like the editing and all that?
Yeah.
Are you involved?
Yeah, he's a full tech whiz. He's always got good ideas, and he's always in the editing bay, so to speak, and sending me samples like, it looks good.
Right on. Do you ever video him while he's getting barreled or something on his board? You switch it up, I mean.
Yeah, I have done before. Yeah, I have done, but he's like one of the most dedicated dudes. So he wants to, like, you know, sit on the beach for 8 hours and get that
Really?
kick, you know.
Dude, you couldn't ask for a better
Yeah,
friend.
and I'm just kind of fluffing around. Oh yeah,
You're getting the better end of the deal,
That's
really.
right.
I mean, his
Oh, for
movies,
sure.
dude, his movie's great. It really is. It's well edited, and the music's pretty solid, and it kind of goes with your surfing. I really dig the movie. It's
Yeah.
a very good movie. Yeah, let me know when your other movie comes out, because I'd be excited to watch it. Hopefully, you guys do a little tour or something, maybe even, or I don't know. Or you can always do like the surf film festivals kind of thing. Would be pretty sick. I'm sure the guy's capable.
that'd be cool.
The Mr. Billy, what's his last name? Survey?
Serving,
That guy-
yep.
Yeah, Survey. Yeah, that guy's got a little talent himself. Even though you get all the
Yeah,
credit
and he's
too.
kind of getting more respect now, which is good. 'Cause
Yeah, good for
it's
him.
pretty quiet over here, so he's kind of linking up with some other surfers too.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, it's just all good for him, I guess.
Well, job well done between you two for sure. Totally inspired me. I kind of want to try it, but I think I'm too old. I think that ship sailed.
Or maybe start
try.
stretching.
I gotta lose 20 pounds too. Right on. You got any final words, Jordan?
Oh no, just cheers for having us, and all good.
Dude, I really appreciate you doing this. And thanks a lot. All right, everybody. This is Mike and Jordan. Jordan's all the way in Perth, Australia. Thank you guys so much for joining us. All right, dude. Thank you, Jordan. Bye-bye.
No worries, right on.
Hundred foot out Joe hundred racks on a surf dude. Slippery, big guns like Mark Food. Trap jumping like a kangaroo. 100 foot out Joe hundred racks on a big guns like my food. Trap jumping like a kangaroo. You know we don't fuck with no kooks. You boo on my didgeridoo. They calling me dude, I'm stacking the loot. I'm ripping your chick in the coop. She grabbing a hold of my leggy. They jelly, they get you my wetty. The friends of Giuseppe, the chain is so heavy, she think that I'm charging the Eddie. 100 foot out chopu. 100 racks on a surf dude. Slippery, big guns like Mark Food. Trap jumping like a kangaroo. 100 foot out chopu. 100 racks on a surf dude. Slippery, big guns like Mark Food. Trap jumping like a kangaroo. Surf trap, I'm stacking that money. Your shorts a red Ferrari. He starts to calling me Dundee. Diamonds are surfing McFlurry. She want me to teach her to surf. Splash. I'm pulling up, ripping the verse. I'm leaving these kooks in the hearse. They get moved 100 foot on their head, they get work. 100 foot out chopu. 100 racks on a surf dude. Slippery, big guns like Mark Food. Trap jumping like a kangaroo. 100 foot out chopu. 100 racks on a surf dude. Slippery, big guns like Mark Food. Trap jumping like a kangaroo. You know we don't fuck with no kooks. You know we don't fuck with no kooks. You calling me dude, I'm stacking the loot. I'm ripping your chick in the coop. You know we don't fuck with no kooks. You know we don't fuck with no kooks. They calling me dude, I'm stacking the loot. I'm ripping your chick in the coop.
Hey, you guys, Endless Summer box set. This thing is legit. It's authentic, numbered certificate in it. It has a 5-frame film strip from the original print. You will literally own a piece of history. It has a specially minted bronze medallion. Dude, that thing's sick. Okay, there's so much more here. Go to the show notes. There's a link on there. Go check this piece of history out. This thing's rad. Seriously. Smithsonian American History Museum has it. It took 4 years of research with 3.5 in production, all hand assembled. This thing's rad. So much to this awesome box set. Remastered DVD, sharper images than the original film, but dude, this thing's so sick. Link in the show notes.